And good morning. So there's a Sooner alumni game tonight that everybody's trying to analyze. And speaking of analysts, people watched the governor's speech this week, the state of the state, and people are looking into it to see where he may be headed, where the legislature may be headed. What did you hear from the governor's speech?
Well, first of all, having gone to seminary in Kansas City, I'm going to say go Chiefs. Second, the governor's state of the state, there was a lot of stuff in there we thought would be in there. School choice, cut taxes. I really liked some of the stuff he talked about, economic development, job creation. There was a poll out this week that came on the heels of that, showing that nearly 80% of parents across the state of Oklahoma don't want to use public dollars in private schools. So I think there's going to be some struggle there. But all in all, I think he did a pretty decent job in his state of the state. Okay,
from the Republican side of the aisle, you heard what the governor had to say. Lots of things in there. It was very nice.
It was very nice. Now, I've got to start off by saying I hope you enjoy the game tonight. And as a OU alumni, go Sooners. We got a great group on both sides for both teams. But I thought the governor knocked it out of the park in the State of the State speech. It was upbeat. It talked about what we've done in the past. It focused heavily on issues I care about, which are increasing parental choice, increasing fiscal responsibility, and tax cuts, tax cuts, tax cuts. He very clearly said what we need to do is make sure our citizens pay less taxes at the end of this session. I think that's great. Not even talking about starting the absentee father conversation. That could be a game changer for the state of Oklahoma.
Okay, so when you looked up there, you saw the lieutenant governor, the pro tem, the speaker. The governors praised all of them, basically. The feel-good was there at that speech. But also, then it all turned to the legislative work. Week one, what did we see happen this week in the legislature?
So the grind has started. So what happened mostly week one is just committee meetings. That was where we were going for. All bills were assigned to committees. Now the process really is about killing bills. There's about 3,000 bills that are filed for potential new laws. There's only going to be 200 to 300 that are signed at the end of the year. And of those, more than half are going to be repealing old laws. So right now, we are just going through the grind in the legislature. So as you see bills you care about, what I would encourage you to do is reach out to your senator, reach out to your representative. Now is the time at home to tell your member of the legislature what you care about. They really do want to hear from you.
It's like watching those shows where the wildebeest are crossing the crocodile-infested waters. Bad bills die. Your thoughts about week one?
Yeah, week one got started quick, and as the floor leader just said, you know, a lot of that work done now is happening in committees. And there was a recent article out here a couple weeks ago about the large number of shell bills there are this year. And I can tell you as a former representative, every bill that's written is a shell bill. Until that final passage is done, you can change language in and out. So a big part of it is just paying attention to the language that's in the bills right now, not getting too overexcited about something or too underwhelmed until we see what the final product's going to be and when representatives and senators have to vote on that.
We've come a long way from that building being shut down. A lot of public this week. How does the public going there impact the process? We'll talk to you about it when we come back. You know, it hasn't been that long since that building was shut down. At the same time, it was being rebuilt. But now the public is coming back. There was a lot of stories about this week. Some of them were just wrong, but nonetheless, there were a lot of people at the Capitol. Tell us, after all your time out there, does the public being in the building have a big impact?
I think the public being in the building does have a big impact, and I want to be clear on something. That building doesn't belong to the legislature. It doesn't belong to the governor. It doesn't belong to any elected official. That building belongs to you. One of you, the viewers, you, the citizens. I am so proud we are one of the most open legislative buildings in the entire United States. It's open 24/7. Yes, it has an impact, and yes, you come in. There was some stories about some protesters that, frankly, I disagree with on the issue that they're on. But they have a constitutional right to be there, and everyone that is peacefully protesting, in my mind, is a great American. I'm glad they came. It is your Capitol. It doesn't belong to politicians.
You've worked both sides of what happens out at the Capitol. Your thoughts about public participation in that building?
Yeah, look, I'm a big fan of public participation in the building. This is my 9th year going to the Capitol and working up there. I've seen rallies with teachers. I've seen rallies with LGBTQ citizens. I've seen rallies for OK2A. I've seen rallies for church groups and nonprofits. It's important to spend time in the building. When you come as a big group, I think it helps show your voice. But I have never seen disrespect in the Capitol, and I'm very proud of Highway Patrol that does a really good job of keeping everyone in the building safe. And I think that what we have is special here in Oklahoma, and we shouldn't take away from that.
Okay, a lot of our audience, the first thing they do in the morning is check the financial papers, and they were watching what was happening with Disney. ESPN's going to be sold off, is my prediction, because of sports betting, okay? It's a big thing. There's going to be a lot of bets placed on tonight's game. You're seeing some legislation dealing with sports betting in Oklahoma. What is going to happen with that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the end result's going to be because, as I said earlier, until the final language is put in a bill, we won't know. But I do know that there is a lot of Oklahomans that are looking forward to the opportunity of sports betting. Look, we already have certain options now that are available in apps on our cell phones, but being able for the state to capture the economic opportunity of sports betting is something that we shouldn't pass on when we have that opportunity right now. So I don't know what the final language is going to look like, but I do believe that there is a lot of momentum to pass some form of sports betting in Oklahoma.
What do you think the odds are? Okay. Well, what do you think the over and under is? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. What do you think the chances are that this becomes law?
So I'm going to go this. I'm remiss if I don't mention our troopers that work at the Capitol are the best professionals in the nation. So proud of the job you do when people come up. Thank you. As far as sports betting, ladies and gentlemen, it is this simple. We need to do it. It makes sense. We're going to do it with our tribal partners if we're going to do it. If not, we bust the compact. It is not enough money inside sports betting in order to reopen the original compact. So what we need to do is negotiate a separate compact. We need to do it quickly. We need it for help with our Oklahoma City Thunder. It's not going to be part of some bigger deal. And I'm just going to bottom line it. There's a lot of dancing around at the Capitol going on right now. The reality is it needs to be a separately negotiated compact outside the other one. So let's just get it done.
Okay, well, we'll see if that happens. Hey, thanks for watching Your Vote Counts. See it again at news9.com/YourVoteCounts and follow me on Twitter @MitchellTalks.